let's work on making some better looking text. So when you first create text in Pixlr, it looks something like this. It's very plain. And while it's readable, it just doesn't look very good. So you want to make sure you are on the correct layer, a text layer. Make sure you have the type tool selected and then click on it to modify it. Now, first of all, please change the default font. If you keep it as Verdana, it's just not good. So pick a font that looks better. And I'm going to choose Joker Man now, even though, it would fit well with the Batman theme. Doesn't look very good. Doesn't fit the theme of the actual poster. Some of these are still very plain. And okay, that one. All right. Now, of course, you can change the size. So I'm going to make this as large as possible. Still fitting on here. You know about styles. You know about colors. That stuff is all really easy. I'm going to get this centered on here as best I can. Okay. Move Batman around here as well. All right. Now, here are the things that you need to remember about your text. First of all, you can use this button right here, Layer Styles, and that's where you can add your shadows. Okay. And if you click on the words, that's where you can change the distance. Okay. Just doing that gives you just that little bit of extra texture. Makes it look a lot better. I'm going to turn that off. Try out Bevel. Bevel's pretty interesting too. Gives a little bit of depth, and you can do some interesting things with that as far as colors go. Obviously, I don't want to use too much color because it's Batman. And there we go. Let's see how that looks. Well, that didn't really change much. And then you also know about the outer glow and inner glow. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use the color picker here for that yellow, which doesn't really help because I'm on the outer glow. But if I go to inner glow and I do the same thing, okay, definitely looks better than what it did. Actually, now it looks like it's kind of fading into the background, which is pretty cool. Now, something else that you can do with text is rasterizing the layer. If you've ever tried to resize, like free transform your text, it doesn't let you do it. And it gives you a message about having to rasterize it. And the way you do that is by either right-clicking or two-finger clicking on the layer and choosing rasterize, or you can go to the layer menu and choose Rasterize Layer. And what that does is it takes your text and it turns it into an image. Okay, so this is now just like any other object that I've included in Pixlr. It's no longer text. So you want to make sure before you do that, that everything's spelled correctly and the font is the way you want it to be and so on. But now I can free transform that. I can also even free distort it if I want to, which I don't really want to, but I could. Okay, I'm going to actually undo that. So that's the pretty basic stuff that you can do with text just to make it look better. And there's still one more thing that you can do with text that I think you'll find interesting. And I'm going to switch to another window for this. Okay, so if you want to give your text a texture such as this gold here or even this tie-dye, it's actually pretty simple. You need to type something, of course. So I'm just going to put gold text as my type here. And again, please change the font to something different. And let's make this nice and big. Okay. And again, I'm going to rasterize it. So rasterize, and then that allows me to free transform it and make it even larger if I need to. And I feel like I need to. Then use the wand tool to select all your text. And this is much easier if you uncheck contiguous, and that'll get all of it at once. Okay. And then you're going to go down to the original background layer and unlock it by double-clicking on the lock. And then we're going to go down here to this layer mask, add layer mask, and click on that. And that essentially is going to, it looks like it takes away all of the text, but really what it's doing is it's removing, I'm sorry, it looks like it removes everything but the text, but it's removing just the layer above it. And now, if I uncheck this box, you can see that the text itself is still there, but the black portion of it is now gone. And now, if I go in and I mess with my layer styles, I can create a pretty interesting shadow there. Okay. The bevel works really well with this as well. And I can make some much better looking text just by doing that. So try those things out. Give yourself some interesting text and not just Verdana size 30. Enjoy.